Hello and welcome to our presentation on machine actionable data management plans. Today we want to talk specifically about how they can help us in making fair science more delightful. By saying we, I mean a group of enthusiasts working on this topic through different affiliations and working and wearing different hats. And based on the discussions we had in our joint projects, we would like to present how we see the future of machine actionable data management plans. To do this, we need to go back in time and imagine we are in year 2013. And at that time, we didn't have too many funders mandating data management plans. The DCC checklist was basically a brand new thing. There were only a few data repositories, not publication, but data repositories. For example, Zenodo was just launched. And FAIR principles didn't exist. And this shows us how much has changed since then. And as you look at the right-hand side of the slide, we created our own interpretation of the Gartner hype cycle. And open access at that time was on the top of the hype. DMPs were still yet to come, and FAIR and machine actionability were basically out of scope at that time. And today the situation has changed because, as you can see in our updated version of the hype cycle, FAIR and machine actionability are already way after hype. So the time of the hype peak was already in between within the last 10 years. And surprisingly, many things have changed. So these things as FAIR and machine actionability became stable and people are getting a common understanding. There is a recommendation from RDA on machine actionable data management plans. DMPs are a common requirement among most of the funders around the world, and we're getting more and more tools to support researchers. What is of course now top of the hype is the artificial intelligence, and we believe that within the next years also the automated assessment and any kind of indicators that help us in making things more fair or writing a better data management plan will become a topic. Which brings me to the next slide on how we see the world in 10 years from now. So we believe that FAIR will become become a practice, and machine actionable DMPs will replace the traditional DMPs. That's why we depicted this concept close to the right-hand side of the hype cycle. So this normally means that the concept is already accepted by a community, and it's clear to whom and when and under what conditions it's useful. We believe that also the MADMPs will become fair themselves, and this can be realized, for example, by putting them into so-called MADMP data stations. So not everyone can see the all contents of the DMP, but there should be a way to find out who can see what and when, and basically this connects to making them MADMPs fair. We believe that the automated indicators will help the researchers write better DMPs, but not for the sake of writing a DMP, but for the sake of making their research better planned with respect to data management, following more fair principles and principles which are tailored to their community. This also links to AI. I mean, we always have to manage expectations of the AI, and this is of course one of these presentations that talks about AI as well. But we believe some limited applications, for example, for matching the profile of the researcher with the list of suggested standards, tools, or repositories could be a way to go. So basically knowing that, for example, if you're working in domain ABC, this is where you should go and publish your data. This is somehow also connected to the FAIR implementation profiles. To conclude and to put the discussion we just presented about the evolution of the last 10 years onto a common diagram, we decided to use FAIR hourglass, which is taken from Eric Schulte's presentation on FAIR principles. And if you look at the hourglass, it consists of 5 layers, basically 6 layers, because you have layers 1 and 2. Then you have the central one when the rules are defined, and then the lower ones. And basically, It's a common way of representing how people change, for example, how internet was developed, and also how things, we use it to show how things change with respect to data management plans. So 10 years ago, we were at the stage where a lot of isolated developments were happening. People were coming with checklists and ideas, and then at some point they started to narrow it down to agree on a common set of requirements for DMPs, and then the aspect of machinability came as a requirement. And today we have a recommendation on machine actionable data management plans. So we are in the center of the fair hourglass in this case. And we also have some tools like the tools for data management planning that allow you to do the basic operations like exporting or importing a machine actionable data management plan. We don't have yet the full automation, and we haven't reached all the benefits from the machine actionability. That's why maybe for some of you it's still a little bit disappointing, but that's the focus of the MADMP community for the next 10 years. So we have to work on the services that work on top of the machine actionable data management plans that can suggest things, that can trigger notifications, trigger actions in the system depending on them. And with this idea and with this vision, I want to leave you, and we are really looking forward to the discussion with all of you. Thank you very much.